Have you ever had one of those days when you feel tired, moody, or anxious, and you don't really know why? You may think that it's just stress, bad sleep, or one of those days. But very often, the answer is much smaller and much more powerful. Hormones. Hormones are tiny chemical messengers produced by glands in your body. They travel through your blood system and tell your organs what to do, when to do it, and how fast to do it. They don't scream, they whisper, but they control almost everything. Who's in charge? At the top of the system is the hypothalamus, the bridge between your brain and your hormones. It works closely with the pituitary gland, often called the master gland, because it coordinates signals to the rest of your body. Think of it like a control center, constantly checking energy, stress, hunger, sleep, and reproduction. Now, let's meet today's main characters. Meet the hormones. You have probably heard of insulin, cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, dopamine, oxytocin, leptin, serotonin, and melatonin. These hormones shape how you feel, how you think, how you sleep, and even the decisions you make. Once released, hormones enter the blood system and travel to target cells that recognize them. Yes, recognize them, because this is a VIP lounge. Not every hormone is allowed in. When hormones reach a cell, not all of them get access. This is a VIP lounge, not an open bar. Some hormones knock on the door and bind to receptors on the cell membrane. That interaction triggers a cascade of signals inside the cell. Others walk straight in, reach the nucleus, and literally turn genes on or off. Same body, very different access levels. Does the body produce hormones endlessly? No. Your body works on supply and demand. High levels, production slows down. Low levels, production increases. For example, when blood sugar drops, your brain activates hunger neurons. Your stomach releases ghrelin, a hormone that tells your brain, hey, we need food. This is a beautiful example of how your gut and brain are in constant conversation. You are not weak, you are hormonal. I bet you used to think you were the sole owner of your behavior and the decisions you make. But here's the truth. The impact hormones have on your energy, mood, and overall health is huge. This doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. We like to think we are 100% in control of our decisions, but hormones strongly influence mood, energy, appetite, impulsivity, motivation, and sleep. For example, before menstruation, estrogen levels drop and serotonin activity decreases, which can affect mood, sleep, and anxiety. Men usually produce more testosterone, which is linked to a higher impulsivity, motivation, and libido. Eating sugar causes insulin spikes, followed by drops, which can make hunger return quickly. Low testosterone can lead to less muscle, more fat, and a slower metabolism. Trouble sleeping? High cortisol or low melatonin could be working against you. What does hormones do? Let's quickly recap their main functions. Insulin controls blood sugar and energy storage. Cortisol manages stress, inflammation, and metabolism. Estrogen and progesterone, fertility, menstrual cycle, regulation, mood, and bone health. Testosterone, muscle mass, libido, energy, and motivation. Oxytocin, bonding, trust, and stress reduction. Leptin, appetite regulation, anxiety. Serotonin, mood, sleep, digestion, and emotional balance. Melatonin, sleep regulation, and circadian rhythm. Hormones are the army that keeps your body out of the chaos. When things go wrong, hormonal disruptors. Now, here's the darker part. Some external factors can interfere with hormones, how they are produced, how they act, and how they are eliminated from the body. Common disruptors include plastic containing BPA, pesticides, cosmetics with parabens, air pollution, chronic stress, poor sleep, and processed foods. For example, BPA plastics can act like a weak estrogen. Over time, this can affect fertility, fat storage, insulin sensitivity, and overall hormonal balance. Another common example is the chronic stress. Constant cortisol elevation can suppress testosterone and progesterone, disrupt sleep, increase anxiety, and promote insulin resistance. This does not happen overnight. It happens silently, over time. When should you pay attention? Hormonal imbalance becomes relevant when you notice extreme fatigue, sudden weight changes, skin or hair changes, digestive issues, cycle or libido changes, anxiety, depression, and irritability. If several of these appear together, don't self-diagnose. Consult a professional. In some cases, the cause is what we consume: high sugar foods, trans fats, excessive soy, caffeine, or alcohol. Certain medication can also play a role, such as hormonal contraceptives, corticosteroids, and antidepressants. Your body is not broken. It is responding to signals. Understanding your hormones is not about fear. It's about awareness, balance, and care.